I kinda own this testimonial to Dimitrie, and I promised to deliver this clip a long time before, but I didn't, so here it is now. And I want to talk about my specific problem that he helped me overcome with his sorcery, and how he helped me overcome my energy blockages that were in my case very struggling for my personal practice, and started to become a very big obstacle in my personal life, and how he helped me overcome that problem that most other people didn't. They just didn't know the cause of that problem, and how he, with his help and his personal practice, helped me overcome that. So I practiced witchcraft for about a couple of years, and I never had any serious problem in my practice. I practiced energy work, I practiced chakra meditation, I practiced regular meditation, and I built some relationship with goetic spirits, so to speak, and I never really had any serious problem that caused trouble for me or any of other people in my life to that point. So I started to have I started to have some energy blockages in my throat and third eye chakra specifically, and I just couldn't find the a cause of that of that energy blockages. I had many problems in my life that cost me a lot of cost me a lot of emotional they cost me a lot of emotional suffering. They cost me a lot of uh, wasted time. They cost me a lot of, well, even a lot of they started to give me a lot of suffering in my personal practice. So I couldn't just find a solution for that problem. My meditations and spirit work started to go really bad. I just couldn't find the cause for that problem. And at some point, after of a couple of months of struggling, I started searching for help, and in meantime I found Son of Lilith's YouTube channel, and I approached him with my case, and I asked him to find some solution for my problem, and he was very willing to help me about that, and he started to search for cause of my energy blockages. At first point, he just verbally asked me what was about my personal practice and how I approach the whole thing. And when I explained that to him, he started to he recommended to me a more regular meditation and work on my energy centers, and more maybe better approach to my spirits. But I really tried that out, and a problem was still there. I still had horrible blockages in my third eye and in my throat chakra, and I just couldn't. My practice was very weakened by that problem, and my personal life started to, well, to some point fall apart. And he then started to do a couple of channelings for me, and gave me some advices, and really tried hard to gave me a lot of rituals to practice, and a lot of spirits to work with to solve my problem. And I started to approach that very seriously, but that problem was just was still there. I really tried that rituals. They had some amazing results, but the blockages were very were still there. And I started it was very defeating process for me, but at the end was very productive. So he contacted then some other practitioners, and asked them to give me some practical advice, or rather they did some readings for me, and gave me insight about my situation. I took that insight, and I started to more than less make a little. I started to change my approach to my whole practice, and I really did some hard work on my side to solve that problem. Dmitry he still kept trying to help me, and still the whole time and process do he channeled messages from spirits about my situation that I didn't know. He gave me some very useful advices and insights about the whole spiritual practice that I just didn't know to that point before. And my practice kinda strengthened than rather weakened by the whole process. But energy blockages still remained because I just didn't know the exact cause for that blockages. But Dimitrie gave me a lot of insight about that situation, and I kind of did a lot of rituals, and just keep pushing myself to the whole process. I did that was very hard, and like I said, it was very hard and defeating process for me. But it kinda wasn't at the end productive, because a couple of months passed, and I kept doing my rituals that he gave to me, and I didn't gave up from my practice and finding a solution for that problem that caused those blockages. And he always told me that those blockages were at to some point connected to the whole perception of my practice and my life, and that perception was that caused those blockages, in specifically those two chakras. But I kinda was blind to his advice, and my whole approach was wrong, and I just couldn't focus myself enough to realize that that was the case, and that I was wrong in my in that my approach to my personal practice was wrong, and that there were needed some serious changes to be made in order to my practice to be normal again, and my personal life that my personal life be fine again. And I started to I just kept doing his rituals, and I do that. And in those rituals, he gave me a lot of practices to cleanse my aura, my energy centers, and focus myself, so that was naturally more beneficial, and that really kinda helped me after some time. That really helped me realize what was the real problem for my that was the real problem that caused those blockages at the beginning. So I kinda started to change my whole perception about the whole subject of occult, my spiritual practice, working with spirits, and my meditations. So I was kinda, well, how to say that, I was really living in clouds. I was really, my personal practice was very extreme and overwhelming for me, and I didn't kind of see that whole my approach to my practice was very was extreme, to that point that I really couldn't balance myself with my personal life, and that energy blockages were in those two areas were created by my own lack of insight, and my and problems in my perception that I just couldn't that I didn't realize when I was practicing when my practices were were very important to me in that part of my life. So I started kinda I started to really get what he was saying, what other professionals that he contacted to help me were saying to me. So I kind of start slowly change my approach to my whole point. To the point where I change my perception of the world and my perception of the whole practice of the occult, and energy blockages that were lasting for about maybe a year and longer. They finally started to that problem started to solve itself, so to speak. I experienced miracles. My energy blockages were removed. My chakra system was balanced again. My aura was balanced again. I was more vibrant, more powerful person, more spiritually empowered person, and I kinda own that very much to Dimitrie, because without his help I will still have those problems. I will still had a lot of I will still be stuck in my whole situation and circle of my life, where I just couldn't help myself, and that was very important to me. And I thank him with this clip very much. And I really that really changed my life and approach about my spiritual practice. To that point, my spiritual practice was very, how should I say that, was very unserious about the whole thing. I did rituals in wrong structure. I did meditations with wrong methods. That wasn't really the cause of my problem, but that sure helped to problem to grow at some point. So really, his advice was very enlightening for me, and that was very amazing by his side. my today I don't have more energy blockages. I don't have much problem in my spiritual practice, nor in my personal life, and that was very, like I said, enlightening experience for me, and that helped me really very much. And I still do my occult work, and I still do my my spirit practice, and I started to at some point really try hard, and at least I get results that I for years couldn't get because of my own lack of insight, like I said, and my own lack of understanding of the whole subject of the occult world. So thank you very much, Dimitri. I own you very for this, and that's it.